Welcome back to Chef Eric's Home, Cooking 101. Today we are going to make some basic bread. Before we start, let me tell you how we got to this step. Let's go over the ingredients for the basic dough. We have 4 cups of bread flour, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 cups of water that has been heated up to about 90 to 100 degrees. You could go up to 105, but anything more and you would kill the yeast. We also have 1 pack of yeast, or 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast if you have a jar of it. And I also have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Now you could add lots of different things to this. You could add roasted garlic, you could add fresh herbs, you could add olives. Any flavorings you want to add would be great, but this is the basics. The yeast is sleeping. Let's wake it up a little. So we're gonna start by feeding the yeast. We're gonna add our sugar. And we're gonna add the yeast. It's gonna wake up. Let's wake it up. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Let's start with the dough. I have my 4 cups of bread flour. I'm gonna make a little well in the middle. I'm gonna add my salt. I'm gonna incorporate that in, reform my well, and I'm gonna add my yeasty water that had the sugar, the water, and the yeast. See that beautiful yeast? That's what's gonna make your bread rise. I'm now going to add my 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna incorporate everything. Now we're not gonna need it for that long, just a couple minutes in the bowl. So, as I do this, I'm sure Jason's gonna play some music while I continue this. As you can see here, I have some shaggy dough. I'm going to continue to knead it until it comes together like a ball. After about 2 minutes of kneading, and you'll notice when I knead, all I'm doing is pulling the dough and pressing down. Pulling the dough in half, pressing down. So I did it for a couple minutes, and you can see it's pretty smooth. All I'm going to do right now is take a little olive oil, roll it, and this is to prevent it really from sticking as the dough rises. I'm going to take a damp cloth towel, and I'm going to cover it, and we're going to let it rest for 1 hour. And let me talk to you while it's resting, the importance of how I'm cooking it. I'm gonna blast my oven to 450 degrees. Now this bread is gonna cook for 50 minutes, 50. A lot of time, but it'll be well worth it. I'm gonna do 25 minutes covered in this Dutch oven. Super heavy, cast iron, has a nice coating, but it's gonna keep it nice and airtight. It's gonna produce a little steam. That's gonna give you that perfect crust that you know when you slice into it. The last 25 minutes, I'm gonna take the lid off and bake it uncovered, additional 25 minutes. And then I'm gonna let it rest at least 30 minutes out on a wire rack. So, all we have to do now is wait 1 hour. It's been 1 hour. Let's see what we got. All right, look how that it rose up, nice and risen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a clean bowl that I just oiled. I'm gonna take some flour, dust it all over. Because right now we're gonna shape the dough. We're gonna put it in the bowl. We're gonna let it rise for 30 more minutes. And then we're gonna transfer it right into the Dutch oven. And then we're gonna start baking. So let me show you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this wood board. I'm just gonna put a little drop of flour. Just a little flour, not too much, otherwise you're not gonna get a lot of friction. I'm gonna take the dough and I'm gonna transfer it, turn it over. And all I'm gonna do is gently start to form it. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna pull it all in. Pull it in, kind of pinch it. I'm tucking it so the top, which was the bottom, now is on the top. I'm making a nice tight skin right on the top. Pulling down, if you could see, I'm pulling it, and it's tightening up the top. Now I'm gonna place it on the board. Oop, and I'm gonna just pull back, turn it, and I'm adding friction. I'm trying to form the bottom and make it combine. So you have a nice tight skin on top and one ball. So if you floured the board too much, you wouldn't be able to do it because it would just slide. And you could see it starting to come together. So I'm gonna do it nice and quick. Round it up. See the bottom is perfectly smooth. Now I'm going to take it, I'm going to dust a little more flour just on the top. And I'm going to flip it upside down so the top proofs on the bottom. So I'm going to take it, turn it over, and I'm going to take my damp rag, cover it 30 minutes. I'll see you in 30 minutes, and we're going to check it out, and then we're going to bake. Okay, we just finished the second proof, the final proofing. I took this out of the oven. It's been in the oven for about an hour and a half right now. I'm going to take it off, super hot. You can see the steam, the heat coming right out. Don't touch it, way too hot, burn yourself. So I'm going to take it, invert it. I'm going to try to keep it nice and drop it right in. I'm going to take some flour, put it right on the flour around, and I'm going to score the top. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid, try not to burn myself. I'm going to put it in the oven for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes at 450 degrees, I'm going to take off the lid. Leave it in for 25 more minutes. No lid, 425 degrees. And then I'm going to shut off the oven, open the oven, and leave it in for 10 additional minutes. And I'll see you after that. Okay, I just took the bread out. I'm going to try to film it myself. Hopefully this works. Shout out to Jared and Kim. Just found out they're having a girl, so if the bread got a little burnt, what could I say? It was worth it to learn about the baby girl. Anyway, Special shout out to Jared and Kim. Also, thank you, Allie, for filming. My wife, if you saw it choppy in the beginning, she was recording. And now I'm holding it up like a selfie. This is my kitchen. It's a mess. But let me show you the bread. It was baking 25 minutes at 25 minutes at 450 degrees. I took the lid off. You saw that? And then I continued baking for another 25 minutes. Then I shut off the oven, opened the door, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. And this is what you have. Let me see if I can switch the view. All right, there it is. There is the bread. Right in the Dutch oven. I'm gonna take it out, put it on a wire rack, and let it sit for 30 minutes. I'll see you soon. Right. It's been 30 minutes. Nothing like fresh homemade bread. Got my serrated knife or bread knife. I'm gonna cut into it. Come on close. See if you can hear that crunch. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Ooh, probably should have waited another minute, but look at that. Let's cut off a piece. All that crust on. Let me give it a shot. Holy, oh, good. All right, the moment is here. Okay. Time for the kids to eat their sample. Go ahead, guys. Allie, try to be nice to me this time. What do you think? Bray, what do you think? Good. You didn't even try it yet. What do you think, Allie?
So eat it.
Oh my goodness.
It's good.
It's good? I gotta.
Very good.
It's good? You sure you're telling me the truth?
That's 5 stars.
Good job. 5 stars. Alright, enjoy, guys. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Taste bread.